Hello to all you Geminis. Dear Geminis, this is not a monthly horoscope, but a Mercury Retrograde horoscope. And you know everything about that, don't you? Because you are ruled. Your ruler of Gemini is Mercury. So this is supposed to be a short video. And so this is not the whole. If you want to see the videos about the monthly horoscope of June and July, they're already out. And you have a bigger overview of what's happening, especially with the eclipses. But this is about the Mercury retrograde being in Cancer at 14 degrees around and about the 17th, 18th of June. It's stopping and going backwards, so to speak. And then it will go direct again on the 13th of July, round about that timing. So it's a couple of weeks that we're going to have the Mercury going backwards. And for you, it's in your second house. So this is a very... I'm not going to talk a lot about relationships here because it's a lot about money and it's a lot about self-worth and your value, okay? And why is that? Because Mercury, the planet of communication, when this is going backwards and forwards in the house of money and in the house of your worth and your self-worth, it shows that there is a possibility for an improvement there, especially because the fixed star where Mercury is going backwards and forwards on that 14 degrees of Cancer is the fixed star Sirius, and that has to do with leadership, it has to do with success, it has to do with pride, it has to do with ambition. So if you want to improve, for instance, your finances, if you want to improve your self-worth, it's so funny that these two are in the same area of life in astrology, isn't it? You can improve it. But first, there could be a little bit of problems going on there. And with first, I mean around the 17th, 18th, 19th of June, you will already see what's happening there. So I want you to be prepared that when things go a bit more harsher for you, when on a financial level you feel like, this is getting worse than it is, keep on going and keep on improving and reassessing your financial status and also your self-worth, because when all this is over, when Mercury goes direct again on the 13th of July, off you go, and hopefully for you, you will have improved a great deal of your financial situation. Of course, it's a very important time now for everyone when it comes to finances. Lots of people will have to relook at their finances. And I think a lot of Geminis, because not only of what is happening in the world, but it's energetically a very good time to figure it out. And with Mercury going backwards and forwards, there's also an emotional side of it, because this Mercury is in Cancer. Mercury is thinking, communicating. Cancer is emotions and family and things that nurture you. So it's almost as if when you're doing this the right thing, when you're reassessing and taking your time to think this through, to improve those situations of yours, that if you want to improve them, of course, then it's very important that this is going to give you emotional nurturement, so to speak, that you're going to feel emotionally more stable. And isn't that a good thing after all? So what I suggest you to do is, certainly when you're having a bit of problems, and first of all, not panicking, knowing that this means that you need to do something, and that you stand still and you either you ask for someone who knows a lot about finances, or you ask for someone who's helping you out, or you find new ways to earn money. Could be that as well. With Mercury in your second house, it's hustling for the money for sure for a lot of Geminis. And there has been going on lots of eclipses there. So I've been talking about, I'm not going to repeat that. That's in the monthly horoscopes, but it all fits in. It all fits in. Now for you, there is a bit of a, how would I say? There is this energy going on for you between, how would I say, that you want to invest in yourself, but at the same time you're also making changes on yourself because of Venus in your sign still for that whole period. So it's a lot about thinking like an economist almost when it comes to your self-worth. and you're gonna gain a lot more self-worth after this thing is gone, basically. The 11th house, the only negative or difficult aspect that this Mercury retrograde is making is with Mars. Mars squares up with Chiron with that Mercury retrograde. Now, for you, this is in your 11th house, so it could mean that your plans for the future, your goals for the future, they will have to be adjusted every now and then. So be prepared for that and be okay with that and flexible. It will demand flexibility, but you're a mutable sign, and I think that won't be giving you any difficulty. So, but it could be a bit painful there with the Chiron, that sometimes you have to adjust your plans again. Also with friends, there could be a friend who's having a bit of trouble there. I would not suggest to give money to that friend, you know, your 2nd house, yeah, 11th house, because unless you say, I don't need it anymore, I can give it and they don't have to return it to me. But even still then, is the balance between that friend and you, is that okay? Is that healthy? So that's just on the side, actually, but most importantly is your self-worth is gaining momentum. Although it might seem that it's getting a bit of a, you know, a downer in the beginning. Having said that, I wish you all the best, you Gemini people out there. Thank you so much for your time and for listening. And see you next time. Bye-bye.